We're asked to simplify the following expressions completely. The first expression is z squared raised to the third power. Before we look at the power property of exponents, let's simplify this by expanding. We know the exponent of 3 indicates that we have 3 factors of z squared, so if we expand this, this is equal to z squared times z squared times z squared. And we know z squared means we have 2 factors of z, so if we expand further, this is equal to z times z times z times z times z times z. Now that we've expanded z squared raised to the third power, we can see exactly how many factors of z we have. We have 2, 4, 6 factors of z, and therefore this simplifies to z to the 6th. Now let's look at the power property of exponents shown below, where a raised to the power of m raised to the power of n is equal to a raised to the power of m times n. So when we have powers raised to powers, we multiply the exponents. This product indicates how many factors of a we have when we raise a to the m to the nth power. Applying the power property of exponents to this first expression would give us z raised to the power of 2 times 3, which is equal to z to the 6th. Next we have a to the 5th power raised to the 11th power. This would be a difficult one to expand because there are so many factors of a here. So applying the power property of exponents, this is equal to a raised to the power of 5 times 11, where 5 times 11 tells us how many factors of a we have when we have a to the 5th raised to the 11th power. And because 5 times 11 equals 55, this equals a raised to the power of 55. Next we have 2 to the 4th squared, or 2 to the 4th raised to the 2nd power. Because we have powers raised to powers, we multiply the exponents. This is 2 raised to the power of 4 times 2, which equals 2 raised to the power of 8. Here, because we have a base of 2, we can evaluate this. Let's first evaluate this on the calculator. So 2 raised to the power of 8, enter, is equal to 256. If we did have to evaluate this by hand, we'd expand 2 to the 8th. 2 to the 8th would be equal to 8 factors of 2. Multiplying from left to right, we would get 256. And then finally, for our last expression, we have 3 to the 2nd times 3 to the 3rd. We need to be careful here because we're multiplying. We don't have powers to powers. Looking at the product property of exponents shown here, a raised to the power of m times a raised to the power of n equals a raised to the power of m plus n. So when multiplying and the bases are the same, we add the exponents and the base does not change. So this is equal to 3 raised to the power of 2 plus 3, which equals 3 to the 5th. Notice how we did not multiply the bases, the base stayed the same. But again here, because the base is 3, we can evaluate this. First on the calculator, 3 raised to the power of 5 is equal to 243. If we had to evaluate this by hand, we'd expand. 3 to the 5th is equal to 5 factors of 3, and multiplying from left to right does give us 243. I hope you found this helpful.